to madrasas, they don't enjoy being in Saturday schools, but they're made to go there to learn. But they have questions, and the questions can be as basic as, how do we actually know there's a God? And how do we know Islam is the right religion? So they'll come to a point where they will actually have enough sense when they're growing up to ask the question that, I'm born in Muslim household, that's why I'm Muslim. So how do I know that it is the right religion? Because the guy next door is Hindu, he was born in Hindu household. The guy next door is Christian, he was born in Christian household. So how do I know I'm actually Muslim is the right religion? So those questions needed answering. So I started to bring them together, and we used to run little teaching circles for our kids. We used to sit down and call it a dhikr circle, where we would teach them, myself and my wife, my wife Sabine here, we would teach them some points and try to make it practical for them. And that led to the first book, which was the book here, I can borrow for a second, Concepts of Islam Simplified. So the idea was not about how you do wudu, not about how you do salah, why do we do salah, right? Why do we pray? Why have we been created? Who created the creator? Common question people ask. So these questions I answered here. Then I wanted to answer scientific questions. I'm a scientific background man. Evolution is the big question of today. Evolution is used to tell youngsters there's no God, right? That's what you hear, there is no God. Well, how do we know there's no God? While evolution shows that man came from, evolved through animals. So then I put this book together. This is Evolution in Islam Simplified again. Look at Islam. What does Islam say about man's arrival to the earth and whether life evolved, and what does the science actually show? So does the science actually show there is no God? Does the science show we evolved? We evolved from animals? Or does it show something else? So generally speaking, Muslim scholars are not of science backgrounds. They've studied humanities, they've studied philosophy, they've studied religion. They have not studied science. There are very few scholars who have studied science. And they are very reluctant and hesitant to get into the science for the science sake, because they don't know the science. So when they talk about evolution, they talk about it at a metaphysical level. We know there has to be a necessary being. If you accept that, then everything else fits that there's a God. They don't want to engage in what is the evolutionary science actually showing you. But when you get into the evolution, the science, subhanAllah, it leads you one way only, and leads you to God. And it leads you to the God of Islam. That's what I found. So that's the book there. So these are what done. There's a third book, inshallah, coming. That's on the Big Bang, Origins of the Universe, and the scientific topic and Islam. So they're available to buy. I didn't bring any because I wasn't expecting to sell anything today. I just came them. I thought it was a gift for Jazz Bhai, but they are readily available to get. And inshallah, you can benefit. Children can benefit. I think it's something the youth can definitely benefit from today. So
where are they available?
So you can get them on Amazon. Those who are not doing Amazon because they're boycotting Amazon, you can get that book of Azhar Academy. Azhar Academy published it for me. You can get it off Azhar Academy's website.
Sorry, what's the book about? I know you're talking about science. I'm still more sorry.
One second more. Just don't after that.